Okay, we are live. Okay, let this thing marinate real quick. But the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, has literally crashed the market just with bad news. And the thing was, everything was up because looking at the sales reports when it comes to the weed industry, $17.5 billion in sales. That's literally a 50% increase. Plus, you got Virginia about to legalize weed by law today. That's going to increase more sales as well. So the infrastructure is pretty much going to be there probably in 1 to 2 years when it comes to 4 states because the sales is already going extremely good. Cresco Labs has a lot of sales in the state of Illinois, so it's just another market to be able to capitalize as well. So mortgage stocks is pretty much up. The lending is pretty much going to go up if mortgage rates go up at least 1-2 percentage points. So when you have markets having issues when it comes to figuring out is the Fed chairman's telling something that might be coming in the future, or is this just pretty much uh, scary tales that he's pretty much portraying? But I'm gonna let things marinate. For all the people that is coming in, please like the video. Respect everybody that's coming in. So the Fed chairman has literally stoked all this fear into the market intentionally. Yes, intentionally. When you talk about interest rates going up, especially when they're zero right now, that restricts lending. Right now, it's the perfect time. They would say it would be the perfect time theoretically to get refinance loans, um, to be able to refinance out their house or getting any type of loan in any type of industry due to the fact that interest rates is zero right now. But the Fed chairman Jerome Powell pretty much threw a monkey wrench and seemed like everybody's parade, but that's why the markets was down 700 points yesterday. Now it's up 300 points, but still, that was an unnecessary thing he did. And people has pretty much stated that what is the Fed chairman doing? Because 700 points, that was a huge steep because everybody that had money or cash set asides, they bought the dip, while people that sold pretty much locked in losses, which you're not supposed to do. You are not supposed to lock in any type of losses like people was in stoking fear of a stock market crash. But the last video, I pretty much gave y'all the plan when it came to it. Inverse ETFs to benefit off the downturn have put options in certain big stocks when it comes to Apple or stocks of Tesla. You know, you benefit off the ups and downs. So that's why people like option trading because you can be able to have call options, puts, and also have a covered call. So you're making money off the premium with a covered call. So the way how the market is pretty much going now, up 300 points, but it's mixed signals to be honest, because it ain't necessarily over yet. Because you also have after hours markets that a lot of trading activity is going to. So you be able to have a good understanding of how to be able to gauge it properly. So we're going to be able to go on FinViz so we can be able to look at the graph of the market because the market pretty much had a 700-point downturn just for it to reverse and go vertically up. So to be honest, that's truly amazing when it comes to how shifty the market can be, especially when it comes to some news because everybody's profits were up because weed stocks is up $17 billion. That's really 50% increase of sales of last year. So now the market is doing green. So it had a short early dip from the start of it from 10 a.m. to 11 had a dip, then start vertically going up 12 p.m. just for it to be able to go vertically up 664 points after being down 700 points yesterday. Now you got all these companies. You have Eyes that is up 100, no, 393 percentage, and this is not what I recommend. I didn't recommend Eyes. I don't have Eyes posted or listed in to none of my stock positions, but Eyes has literally increased 400%, and I'm trying to figure out what industry it is. Okay, it's healthcare. Oh, it's Second Sight Medical Products. So this is helping for people to restore their eyesight, but it went up 397%. Yo, and that is huge. So it went up from $10, then closed at 712. This is actually a great niche, but it says here, Second Sight Medical Products receive FDA approval for the aggregate. Okay, the Agus second retinal. Okay, so they got approved. FDA approved them, and that's why they blew up this big. This is exactly why they blew up this big. So Eyes, I would say something to look at. Definitely buy the dip. Definitely wait until it's a sell off point because it was at $10, then it stopped at 735. So people should get into it when it's around the $5 mark because it does have a strong catalyst due to the fact that they got approved. So this is a huge, huge increase that's going on in the market. This is actually the highest percentage in the market today. So Eyes is second sight restoration company. So that's literally like the top winner of the market today. Hmm. Well, let's get back at looking at a couple of other plays. We have mortgage stocks RKT. So we're gonna look at that real quick. Tesla is the only thing that's down today. That's down big. Amazon is green. Microsoft is green. Apple's green. PG is green. PFE green. So everything is pretty much green. JP Morgan is green today. So okay. So I believe this would be either Rocket Companies. Yes. So this is Rocket Companies. So these are mortgages. Okay. See, it had a huge parabolic shift, then a massive sell-off. So that's where people would buy into the dip. If they was going to re-enter into this, they're going to buy into the dip. So it literally took a huge sell-off point, and people would probably have to re-enter into it around 19, because this is mortgage finance. The mortgage company is going to benefit the most off of high interest rates if it actually sticks. But he's saying right now, for now, it's going to be 0% interest rate. So these are the financials. These are percentages on how it performed this week, up 34%. These are pretty much all of the companies that are involved with a buy when it comes to this situation. So this is literally experts pretty much casting their predictions. And wholesale mortgage is also another company that's involved in mortgage lending that's going to benefit the most. So I think that's UMCW or UMWC. I think it's UMWC. I think it's United Mortgage. I think it's United Mortgage Company. United Mortgage Company. Hmm. Something's not going right here. United. I think it's UMWC, but it's United Mortgage Company. That's pretty much going to be looked for. Oh yeah, United Airlines is going to benefit off of the travel craze too. So look at it, United Airlines as well. But I gotta, hmm, that's weird because that's literally on somebody's hit ratio on the media news because you got everybody talking about a wholesale mortgage lender being the new crave of the day, and that's the link for y'all in the chat. So I'm going to literally copy and paste that in the chat for y'all. Yeah, yeah, the Fed is pretty much stoking fear in the markets, and it doesn't make sense because right now it should be focused on economic recovery and making sure that all of the profits that's going on is locked in. You got to make sure everything is secured because people that are in the markets, they're really waiting for the stimulus boom because the $1.9 trillion injected into the economy is definitely going to be able to boom a lot of markets very rapidly. Very rapidly, things is going to be able to vertically go up. So having your stimulus packages already mapped out when it comes to what they're going to put into that package is going to figure out where is the money going to be shifting. So EV is still a lot of undervalued EV stocks. So the best way you can be able to prepare if it has a downturn is focusing on inverses in a lot of companies. So I don't know, the market is up a lot of points today. Um, I would say that you have to pay attention on either where you would think that the market can be able to go to. So people that do options, I know there's a lot of people want to do options. Have your options wide if you're going to short something. So that would mean 3 months, 3 to 4 months. A lot of people should focus on doing a whole year, 2 years type of options if you can be able to find a position where you find it to be extremely bullish because all the politicians that are in Washington got Tesla on their mind every day. They're literally going to give it more funding. They're going to give it the best funding. They're going to give it the most and the biggest funding necessary to be able to make sure that their investment is secured. Yes, they'll be ready to buy when things drop. Yes, because it's going to have a downturn because really they should let this stuff play out where it plays out, then stimulus money comes, then the market is going to go spiraling up. Then we can be able to see every corporation have their sales profits increase, and you can be able to benefit off of holding those stocks. So that's why Walmart CEO is bullish on it, and he wants more stimulus because he benefits the most off of it. So people that got into Walmart last year, I think same date last year, Walmart was at $59 a share. Now it's at $140. So whoever that had 500 into it, almost 3x their money. So they can potentially go to $325 a share with additional stimulus money coming flowing through. So that's literally just a price target that I had thinking all this time when it comes to if the markets are going to go up. So right now, today, it's up. It's a green day. People that bought the dip, that's why I say people should always buy dips because there's still stocks that are extremely cheap and not blew up yet or haven't had a recovery. But at the end of the day, bear markets are very short. The longest bear market has been 6 to 8 months in recent modern day history, but in all time history, it was a 2 to 3 year bear market consistently, like a bear market where nothing is pretty much going on. Why do you think? Okay, why do the stock prices change minute by minute? I bought into NEO around 33. Now it's around 37. That's because a lot of people are injecting cash. So you got to think of it. The market has, I think, around $7 to $8 trillion circulating, and the forex market has about 5 trillion daily that's flowing through those markets. So that's because there's a lot of transactions moving. People are buying, people are selling, people are moving around money, people are reallocating money. A lot of the times, people are getting loans against those monies. So that's because the market has literally increased. So Neo's at 38, you bought at 33. Well, to be honest, people were going to buy into Neo at around 28. So people are waiting for Neo to be able to take a crash so they can buy more into the share. So consider yourself lucky. So it may not even crash at 28. It might go from 38 to 45, then 45 to 52, then whoever that had gains at like a 33, they would probably sell off, and it'll go probably down from the 55 area to 42. Because that's literally how stocks be able to have those up and down type of swings. But when they have catalysts, it blows up very big, like that eyes stock that we mentioned earlier. For all the people that's coming in, please like the video. Please like the video. Please like the video. But for eyes, it literally blew up 393%. Now the one that I recommended, ASTI, blew up 105% like about 4 or 5 days ago. But eyes, I did not recommend eyes. Now eyes is definitely good play due to the fact that they're gonna help create a technology to help people restore their sight. So that's definitely needed. It's definitely a passionate stock that a lot of people should focus on, or a passionate industry that y'all should look more into. But this is the mortgage company stock, and it really vertically spiked up, and people that bought here messed up. People should have just wait their turn and just let it bleed down to where here is at. So that's why people should always do fixed dollar cost averaging, because you only set aside money in a time period, not putting money away daily, because you need to have everything timed out correctly. But still, this is like inside of a day. So this stock is literally parachuted parachuted massively just to tank. So people that shorted, so people that made money off the rise, definitely would have a put needed, because the put you can benefit off of shorting it. So when you're bullish, call. When you're bearish, put. So that's literally the jargon. Because our because really RKX is going to benefit on the long term when it comes to if and when they start raising up mortgage rates again. So now you got seem like you got all these tech stocks that are gaining a lot of momentum. So right now the market is doing good, no major issues. No major issues, but yesterday that was why the stock market tanked, because literally the chairman Jerome Powell. There you go. So Jerome Powell, he's the Federal Reserve chairman. So he literally uh, threw a monkey wrench on the markets yesterday. But so right now, I would say people that have ETFs in like gold and silver would be in a safe spot when it comes to winning against the market. So, you know, it says here U.S. stocks fueled by tech. Wall Street rebounds at the end of a volatile week. Dip buyers feel stock. See, dip buyers. So people that bought the dip, that's why you buy the dip all the time. So people do love a green day, but people love a red day even more, because you can be able to get a stock probably 2 to 1 cheaper. So if a stock like Neo went from 45 to 33, people would buy 2 shares of Neo, get it for 66, get it for under $75 and be able to ride that wave and do fixed dollar cost averaging and put money aside in order to invest in it. But Treasury yields is definitely why a lot of people react the way that they do. But weed stocks is up, and also oil futures is high as well. So it's the highest I've seen since 2019. So people that had Gush, like I told y'all, is winning right now because I told y'all to get Gush when it was 43. Now it's like I think 72. It says here oil futures settle at the highest since 2019, up 7% for the week. Says here oil futures marked their highest settlement since 2019 on Friday, tallying a weekly gain of more than 7% as prices extend their rise in the wake of Thursday's decision by the Organization of Petroleum Exploration Countries. So petroleum stocks is up as well. So definitely look for petroleum stocks because petroleum exporting has literally got their biggest gains since 2019. So this is definitely going to be a start. It says here April West Texas Intermediate crude. Okay, so they had a good day today. So pretty much that's crude oil rose to $2.26 or 3.5%. Okay, to settle at $66. Okay, so $66 a barrel. At its highest, we saw at $120 a barrel at its highest, and that was like the Gulf War. So that was President H.W. Bush when it was at $115 a barrel to $120 a barrel. So that literally was the reasons why markets pretty much increased it a lot. But oil futures are up. I told people to get on Gush. Told people to get on Gush at 43. And when Gush dipped at 38, I said that's pretty much a good entry buy. Now, Gush is extremely high. Well, it has high gains, but still, oil futures is pretty much going to keep on going up. You know, the economies are opening back up, so that pretty much benefits the markets. So Texas and Mississippi opening up is probably reason why correlating of oil is going up so quickly. At 7% rose up, you have April West Texas International getting money now. So um, it's definitely a big increase for sure. So we got to look at Gush as well. So that's GUSH. Oh, Gush has increased even more. So this is literally 87 now. So it's even higher than I even expected. So let's look at the chart. And oil and gas has been an extreme dip for the past 3 or 4 months. So, Gush. Okay. So this is a bull. So this is 3 times shares. So when oil is doing good, it really roars up. So that means you get 3 times the amount. So literally, when I told people to get Gush, it was the October, November area. So it was literally down here. Now it has literally vertically increased it from up there. Told people to be able to say, well, it's at a dip due to the fact that if you look here, I think this is pre-COVID. I think it would be pre-COVID, or correct me if I'm wrong. This would be still in the time frame of. I need to look at this at a Google chart. because I need to look at pre-COVID numbers, because pre-COVID numbers on Gush pretty much benefited off of the fact that Gush was at its $3,000 mark. So Gush is higher than I actually suspected. So when it comes to oil being high right now, like here in California, it's starting to get extremely high. So California and Nevada, oil is getting high. Back and forth in those areas is literally having to deal with all that oil. Uh, so Shell, Phillips 76 actually gives you a good dividend. So if you look for good dividends in oil companies, that's a good dividend as well. So you can benefit off of that. Yes, I told people to get Gush. I told people to get Gush. You can look at the old videos to be able to hear that. So for people that are literally getting involved in the markets, they would have to be more prepared when it comes to figuring out the dip and study the dip and understand what's going to be the news in the future, because there's always going to be positive news. There's always going to be more funding to pick up the pieces when it comes to a lot of companies that are damaged. Now, another good stock is INND, due to the fact that they got some positive news. INND. So that's INND. So let me look at the graph. We'll be able to look at that real quick. Hmm. Now, hotel has seemed like hotel stocks has made a recovery, because this is Summit Hotel Properties as well. So this is a REIT. So this is a real estate investment trust. They literally have a whole bundle of portfolios, and from this week up 2%, this month 17, this quarter 14%, but the half of the year 74%. So it literally had a good 6 month course, circling back from September, October, November, December, the start of the new year. A slight dip in the new year, but vertically went up and consolidating right now. So if people want to get involved of this, definitely try to buy into a dip that is more steeper than 10. Get into the dip of around 7 or 8 if you can. Because to be honest, if this still holds place, this can go up 15, 20%. So all the people that are making a call option, I would say this would be a smart call option, due to the fact that the hotels is going to get a lot of funding. So it has a market cap of $1 billion. The income is minus 158 million. So yeah, they're going to get a lot of funding, because they can show this to the government and say that we need more funding, due to the fact that we are in a negative 158 million in income. Their sales is 234 million, but their income is minus due to the fact that they got more expenses. So their expenses outweighs their income. So literally, they would probably have around 300 to 400 million dollars in debt that they got to service that debt. So right now, I would say it would be a good call option due to the fact that they're going to get a lot of funding. So really, they're going to get propped up as well. Yes, that one too. A hearing company. Yes, that that hearing company has good catalyst right there. That has the best catalyst, literally, by far none, bar, but by any means has a good option rate to be able to do that and also INN. So IND would be just something for you to be able to have on your watch list. But for all the people that are going to do options, that'll be a smart call play. That'll be a good smart call play. So definitely try to make sure that you have everything well even planned out when it comes to the market. So right now today everything is green. But if you want to benefit off of, say, if they do actually raise up interest rates, get involved when it comes to figuring out the mortgage companies that's going to benefit. People would say Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac is very cheap, which it is, because people need to get onto that before it's $3 to $4. Because I think it's 58 cents for Freddie Mac. Let me look at that real quick. I think Freddie Mac is around 50 cents, if I'm not mistaken. Freddie, Freddie. Hmm. Freddie Mac. Okay. No, no, my fault. It's actually $1.78. So when did I saw this? It had to be some time ago back. 'Cause I remember this being like extremely cheap, extremely cheap. Okay. Beg my pardon. Beg my pardon. Not 58 cents. I think it's the other one. Because this right here, when it did have its tank in March of last year, it was at $1.48. It still hasn't really recovered at all much. It was at its highest 350. So I don't know. Maybe that would be considered a dip because I don't think it's gonna bottom out. So that's FMCC. So I need to look at Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae. There we go. Fannie Mae. Okay, Fannie Mae is $1.83. That's $1.83. So at its highest, it was 267. 67. See, like Fannie Mae hasn't really recovered at all since from looking from the 90s, well, the 80s to inside the 90s, then literally tunk to a complete mess from '08. So this would be literally the companies that never recovered after the 2008 housing crisis. Because from all the start of the decade of 2010s, no rhythm, no action going on at all, and it seemed like they're going to enter in probably into the 2020s with no actual gains at all. So now you got Fannie Mae executives sees a path to exit the conservatorship, home ready and home possible 3% down mortgages. Hmm. So it seems like right now those two would be relatively cheap just to be able to hold until probably hits 3 or 5. But the dip is definitely needed when it comes to figuring out of where those markets are. There are real estate REITs. So let me look at one right now. And for everybody that's coming in, please like the video. Please like the video. And if you feel like donating, $ Mr. Perfect 23G. And I repeat, $ Mr. Perfect 23G. Now we're going to look at real estate REITs. So let me think of a REIT that I would like. Now, Chick-fil-A is a privately held company, but if they do go public, boy oh boy, that would be a prime opportunity to be able to key on. Mocha Mommy, we already got that covered when it comes to figuring out how to get to this money. We already we already have that figured out. People that bought into the dip yesterday, like I keep telling everybody, y'all need to buy into dips. Y'all need to stop having that psychology of buying stocks when they're 100% up. That's why the good entry point. That's how you profit off of both real estate and stocks. It's your entry point. Respect to you, Tara, for the cash app. Tara, respect to you. Definitely appreciated. Much appreciated. But we're gonna look at real estate REITs real quick. Real estate REIT. People make a lot of money off of Airbnbs as well. That's rental arbitrage that they're doing as well. So they literally sublet someone's house with their permission, but be able to make good amounts of profit, goods amount of profit. So you have people take advantage of any opportunity necessary to be able to get an extra $1,200 a month in rental income. So real estate REIT stocks. So a couple of them will be Simon Property Group. So I gotta look at the stock ticketer for Simon Property Group because that's one of the more famous one. There's Avalon Bay Communities, American Tower, Digital Realty, and also Redfin is also another good play, y'all. Y'all need to look at that as well if you want to benefit off of the digital real estate niche because that's gonna increase even more, probably more percentage points than Zoom, due to the fact that a lot of people that has a lot of money in real estate, they're gonna pour in probably trillions because it seems like from a year-to-year basis, a year-to-year growth, there's $1 trillion added into the market. So these markets is literally booming to the point where you're trying to figure out is there going to be area points where I can make money off of a call option and set up a put and buy a share fully hold into my Robin Hood account or my Vanguard. Utilize all three of those angles where you can benefit off the rise, you can make money if it dips, and you can make money off of a covered call where you're making money off income off of premiums. People need to research covered calls. People also need to figure out also how to be able to look at stocks because they got stock screeners that you can look at stocks that hit the 50-day moving average. That's literally a stock that has signaling of breakout potential. So you got to find stocks that have breakout potentials so you can benefit and study that industry to figure out why is it increasing like this. So you can get more catalyst information. And, you could be able to look at technical averages and look at charts correctly and figure out what's going on in that market. Redfin, I think Redfin will make more money than Zoom because that's digital real estate. So that's digital real estate. So we're gonna look at Simon Property Group right now. So that's SPG. And REITs, they'll give you stable growth. This is for people that want to stabilize their income, like from, how can I put it? So they went from 62 when I was pretty much paying attention to it. I didn't buy Simon Property Group because I felt like I can utilize $62 in different stock plays. But I had a friend that rode Simon Property Group from 60, sold off here just to be able to have a call option that expires in 4 months. So his call option was December. So I think his call option is going to get ready to expire because he did that a couple months ago when it came to SPG. SPG as a strategic management group. They have good managers running that company. In the past week, it's down 4%, but in the month, 20%. The quarter, 30%. Half of the year, 63%. So, you got companies like Morgan Stanley. They got their options set up. Then you got Edward Jones. They hold and they sailed off. You got Agus then bought and hold. So you got a lot of buy and holds. Buy and holds, very neutral type of companies, but still you have to figure out what are the quarter earnings. So you got to be able to figure out, is the company pretty much performing how the hype is? Because a lot of companies blow up off of the hype. Then when they have profit earnings reports, it's underwhelming. That's where people are going to have a sell off. That's where people are going to say the hype isn't there. Well, the hype ain't going to be there due to the fact that the profits ain't there. So you have to realize that as well when it comes to that. So it says here, target fourth quarter earnings beat analysis forecast across the board, skips 2021 guidance. So stock ticker TGT hit the bullseye and is in the books. Discount retailer dump analysis forecast across the board on Tuesday as consumers continue to consolidate their purchases with their favorite retailers during the COVID-19 pandemic and cashed in stimulus checks. So this is literally a stock that I mentioned benefits off of cashing in stimulus checks. So definitely have this involved as well. So all the people that have a call option on Target, they would not lose money. So right now, from the 14th and 15th of March, when they finally pass it, April, May, June, July is gonna have the 4 big months. So it says here, cashed in stimulus checks. Target's fourth quarter 2020 stores comparables rose 6.9%, so 7%. Comparative sales spiked 118%. So literally their digital sales, that shows you right there, e-commerce is big. E-commerce has blown up to the point where stores is getting involved in it, regular people is getting involved in it. So it literally spiked 118%. Both metrics shows deaccelerated in terms of growth rates versus the third quarter. However, the following years of investment to build durable, scalable, sustainable business model, we saw record growth in 2020 as our guests turned to Target safely provided for their families during the pandemic. Target chairman and CEO Brian Cornell. So you literally have a lot of sales coming in. Target is making money off the stimulus. Walmart is making money off the stimulus. So that's literally prime definition of why people should get involved into those markets. So TGT will be the ticker. Yeah, so keep on looking for dips. Try to find any type of dip that's in those industries if you can, because a lot of the times they keep on running. A lot of those stocks keep on running. TTT. So definitely have to look at those stocks. That and Walmart. Those would be the main two that benefit off of more surplus of stimulus checks coming in. So you literally got that as an opportunity to benefit off of. So when it comes to figuring out your niche of trading, swing trading would be necessary. People that are trying to get involved in call options look for guarantees. Like I would say Walmart and Target would have to be two guarantees when it comes to the next 3-4 months of having call options ready. So PGT has rose in sales, and I'll copy and paste for that link so y'all can see the source. So I can give y'all a good source information. So you got to be able to look at all of the earnings reports from March, April, May, June, then July maybe, because you can look at 5-6 months of how all that money has been processed, capturing payments, making sure profits are getting calculated up, stacking up all of the necessary resources, basically processing the check, them selling a lot of goods where you use 2 or 3 times of people's money, so they can leverage the money from one person 3 ways because they cash the check. They're going to buy a lot of stuff when it comes to food and necessary goods. Plus, electronic sales is going to go up as well. So they have a win-win-win situation. So let me do this real quick. Okay, I put the source in the chat. People need to buy in all the dips that I told y'all about renewable energies as well, because renewable energy stocks has a dip, but SXOOF is something that people need to go long on through the fact that it has political connections and you have a lot of stimulus money that's going to be put in to electric vehicles and solar energies, and lithium battery companies going to be needed. So just be able to keep your eye on those specifically. Be more eager on looking at a lot of charts. So my charts, I would say people need to watch would be tradingview.com. That's something that you can be able to look at everything in a very clear and honest type of analysis due to the fact that you got buy and sell signals, and you also have a lot of technical trading stuff like the MACD. People need to research on the MACD. The stocks that are in a blowout breakout it would have to be hitting the 50-day and cross the 200-day average. That would be what they would call the golden cross. So you have to figure out where stocks would be breaking out, because technical traders are different than uh, growth growth stock investors, because I would mix both of them. And people have one way of trading. A lot of people look at the fundamentals, Warren Buffett, or a lot of avid traders would look at growth stocks. Like looking at ARK Investors portfolio would help you a lot. Kathy Wood has a good pulse of what's going on in the market. So this $1.9 trillion will just add more liquidity in the market. So the market will definitely have a good jump. So right now the Dow Jones is at 31,000. With additional stimulus, it could be 34,000 very quickly. So that means the shit is gonna really burn up a lot of capital quickly, and they need another stimulus in August, because that means August 15th to August 25th will be the last week of unemployment from the third stimulus package. So they would have to pass something either before to be able to make sure that we don't have more people wound up homeless. Uh, you have the forbearance stuff that's still going to go on, but a lot of real estate companies are still going to get their corporate stimulus. Um, Grant Cardone, he pretty much going to get his corporate stimulus when they pass it in March 14th. Robert Kiyosaki, he's going to get his corporate stimulus when it comes to his real estate properties. A lot of people that were hurt and still hurt now is going to get a lot of corporate stimulus, PPP money, EIDL grants, and plus also a lot of privatized stimulus programs and treasury programs as well. So uh, the Fed chairman literally intentionally threw all of things, thwarted everything sideways yesterday. So that's why it was like that. And the markets will recover even more as soon as everything gets passed. So today, you have the state of Virginia legalize weed for their state. Then you got $17.5 billion in sales in weed sales. So that means it is increased the most. You got Cresco Labs. People need to look at Cresco Labs more closely, because Cresco Labs is making a lot of money in Illinois for their weed company. So definitely look at that as well. MJ, look at MJ. So a lot of states is legalizing weed due to the fact that you have New Jersey legalizing, Michigan legalizing, Texas having medical, Florida having medical. So there's a lot of companies being lenient, and Colorado sales went up. A lot of Colorado weed stocks sales went up. So Cresco Labs is something you would have to formulate a plan on. Justly, Aurora Cannabis, Canopy Growth, Aferia, Buds, um, even Weed Inc. Even Weed Inc. So you would have to look at those companies closely. Any new companies that come in the states of New Jersey, state of Illinois, and the state of Virginia now. The fact that the governor just legalized it today, the infrastructure will probably be ready in 1-2 years. So a lot of profits going to increase. Plus, there's more stimulus money, so that will increase those sales up as well. So people need to get a good eye on what is your investment strategy. So today, the market is doing good so far, but there's definitely more room to be able to grow. Um, TSNPD is a stock ticker that I'm looking at here currently, and TSNPD would be something I would put in the list of SIRC and SXOOF. Then you got CCIV, Churchill Capital as well, another play that I'm involved in very closely. Plus, they got an important event date in March 14th to 16th. That's where that stock may go up very big. I'm still holding on to ASTI. So I did sell 70% of my shares and hold 30 in just in case if it blows up even higher after the sell off. I'm pretty much going to be regulating my portfolio when it comes to balancing out what am I going to get involved in next? How can I be able to figure out to give you guys the best type of stock analysis? So people that are scared of mortgage rates and mortgage lending buy mortgage stocks because they benefit the most because they can charge the most interest. They don't make no money when it's zero interest or low 4% interest fixed. They make their monies off of 12, 8% interest rates. So that's why Rocket Mortgage did blew up of the terrible news yesterday, and a lot of people made money that day because there's a lot of people that was bullish on RKX 2 months ago. And they literally thought that was going to blow up big 2 months ago, featuring the fact of a lot of economic instabilities, plus, restrictions of the interest rates being at zero. Eventually numbers are going to go up. So if it goes up 1%, that'll probably be the recommended uh, rates of interest rates. So that's literally why the Fed has literally intentionally crashed the market yesterday. But so far so good today. People has made money. Well, they have made their gains back, and the people that bought the dip has made money because literally winning over gains would have to be necessary. Because don't lock in no loss, please don't lock in no loss. If you bought it for 70 and messed up and it went down to 53, do not lock in that loss. If the company has good news and catalyst, you hold on to it. Yeah, red markets, but people buy the dip. Smart people that are emotionless buys the dip because they know that the companies wasn't down because of their undoing. It would be because of the market conditions and the Fed stepping in and crashing it. Because wheat stocks has increased it because there's a lot of wheat companies that showed their revenues was strong and healthy. Everything was green. So, everything was green. So people are trying to figure out, okay, is it one, is it the Fed chairman trying to quote unquote be the Mother Teresa and try to save everybody for the heartbreak? Or is it two, they're just trying to crash the market so they can buy the dip so pre-stimulus money they can get 4 or 5x. That's where a lot of people is thinking as well. Are intentionally doing this so they can get an extreme discount on a lot of premium stocks so they can benefit off of when stimulus money comes in and people start selling products, start buying products. A lot of commerce is going on. They can benefit the most because Shopify is going to benefit the hugest. Shopify stock, Target stock. We already put the links in the chat. So all the people that's coming in, please like the video and please look at the links. Please look at the resources and links of oil stocks going up and rising up to 7%. So I told people to buy Gush. People that bought Gush at 43.53 is seeing a Gush that's $87 a share. That's 3x bull. So that means it's 3x times the value that you can be able to get. So when it runs high. But when it's down, it can go down just as quick. So everything is pretty much moving somewhat back to normal. But you also got to look at what Fairman Chair Jerome Powell does because he can literally say something where inflation is going to happen and expect the largest number of inflation because oil and gas is up. People that's living in states where gas is expensive has literally saw that with their own two eyes. When people want to figure out what's the economy doing, you look at eggs, milk, and gas. So produce and regular stuff to be able to figure out is the market working at its strongest, highest capacity, or or is it pretty much strongest, highest capacity when it comes to sales? I would say because people make money off of the fact that oil and gas is up, and that's why people need to get Gush before it turns to $250 a share. quickly due to the fact that people are going to rev up the economy. And Chairman Powell crashed the market yesterday, stating that it could be overheating the economy due to the fact that we got people working back again at 100% capacity in Texas and Mississippi, and Alabama will be next. Then Georgia will probably be next. Florida's already running at capacity, so they're saying that stimulus money plus people coming back plus a lot of the factors is going to overheat the economy. I don't necessarily believe that, but he said it's only temporary. So that's why I think people stop selling, panic selling, and start realizing that, okay, it's not going to be a day of we're going to raise everything to an extreme amount. Everybody should get worried about everything collapsing. No, due to the fact that stimulus money is going to additionally increase liquidity and prop up the economy as long as we have a lot of the Fed programs working. So they're not going to take the training wheels off. The Fed programs is going to be working and running. So, you have the ability to focus on what's going on. So, respect to you, Marina. Respect to you. So we got two more plays that I want to go over, and I gotta get off. Gotta get off. So we're gonna look at two more plays. Then I gotta get off. I gotta look at more companies. Plus, I gotta help with consultations as well. If anybody wants to get access with me, bhmdf25@gmail.com. If anybody wants to get access to me, bhmdf25.com. For all the people that's coming in, please like the video. It's free. If anybody has any questions, or if anybody has any questions that they want to get on the panel, you can be able to get on the panel. Just be able to make sure to cam up. So this can be a stock panel. If anybody wants to be able to hop on, definitely have to cam up in the backstage. And if you show your face, you get to come up to avoid any unnecessary issues. If you have any questions that you want to ask me directly, or have any commentary or any type of stocks that you may be looking at, definitely hit the link. The link is in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, this will be an open panel, and we can be able to talk a lot of the stuff that's going on. So mortgage loan companies is going to be up if they do raise interest rates in the next 6 to 8 months. If they literally do that temporarily, those companies are going to benefit the most. And any type of federal backed mortgage companies, they're going to win as well. Because most of the action plays is going to be weed stocks, because weed stocks is definitely undervalued as well. So you got MJNA. We got somebody in the background. Can you show your camera? Can you turn on your camera? Afri, can you turn on your camera? Well, if he doesn't want to turn on his camera, then okay. But if anybody has a serious question, please. The link is in the chat. This is an open panel. Only serious people that want to be able to talk about money can be able to get on this panel. So we gotta focus on the next couple plays. So TSM, that's the Taiwan Semiconductors company. That's gonna benefit the most. TSM is literally gonna be something that people need to get their eyes on. That and SMH as an ETF when it comes to semiconductors. Because we get most of our semiconductors from Taiwan, so they're literally the main ones that does the microchip to a fullest capacity needed. Okay. Okay. TSM. Hmm. Oh, Effie. Oh, okay. Now you can come up again. You can come up again. I didn't. Okay. But just cam up in the backstage so I can make sure that you are who you are. Due to the fact that we do have a troll that likes to lurk at my stuff and derail the conversation. This is literally a money conversation. This is nothing personal. Definitely nothing personal. But if you have any questions, you can come up as well. Just cam up in the backstage. When I let you up, you can turn your camera off. That's literally the screening process because I don't want a troll to copy your image and to act like you are you when that's not you. That's literally somebody that literally mimics and copy a lot of stuff. So please get the likes up, y'all. Please definitely get the likes up. Definitely get the likes up. This is an open panel, but you can come up again and I can answer your question directly. Because the markets, when it comes to TSM, is literally going to be something probably up to $400 to $500 a share because we got a semiconductor shortage right now and the stock's still holding its weight. Just imagining can wait to be able to figure out 6 to 8 months later that you got TSM going to be moonshotting probably up to 40-50% because a lot of these semiconductor stocks is going to be getting a lot of funding because we got a lot of stuff that we need to get taken care of because Apple stock, as soon as they got the semiconductor situation handled, that stock is going to go up. So all the people that have call options with that, you have to take. If you no problem. If you no issue, just click on the link and you can be invited. So this is an open panel for everybody that's coming in. If anybody have any questions directly, I could be able to answer that specifically. But TSM, okay, let me give y'all a couple of stock plays to look at for yourselves, for all the people that's coming in. Please look at TSM as a stock ticketer. That's Taiwan Semiconductors. That's literally one of the larger plays, and that's going to be America's largest supplier. That's going to be one of America's largest suppliers that we're going to utilize for the next upcoming future. And also, we need to make sure that it's up and running and going as well. So, TSM, then you have several other plays. SMH, so that'll be the ETF. So, if you don't want to get overly exposed of semiconductor stocks, you can buy that one stock and instantly diversify your portfolio. The portfolio can instantly be diversified of uh, having that necessary. Okay. Okay. Okay, Afi. You can turn off your camera now. Okay.
Hey, what's good?
Hey, what's your question?
So, I don't know what the topic is, but I do have like a financial question. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem. No issue.
All right. So, yes. So right now, like my situation is that I'm moving state to state because of the military, and so I am able to get a job, but it is difficult because I want to start saving, but because I have to move so frequently, I find it hard to save money. Do you have any advice when it comes to, you know, moving and saving money? Is there any other way I can kind of save and cut back?
Well, first, we cut your expenses. Do you have any? Well, a lot of people wouldn't know what unnecessary bills would mean, but do you have any type of things that you can go without specifically? Because cutting expenses would definitely be one thing. Because I can help you set up your e-commerce store, get traffic on your Facebook and Google channels. But if you have expenses that are pretty much overwhelming, it doesn't matter if I can help you get an extra $3,500 a month. So you would have to um, either have some set asides in a different checking account, uh, or creating a some type of, I don't know, if you have your own business, a self-employed pension, and you can stash away $50,000 tax free. And this is actual by law. This is actually a lot of people that utilize this as well. You got YouTubers of like Erica Williams and Glendon Cameron. They both use a self-employed pension to stash away $50,000 tax free and to parlay and to leverage that into real estate. Now, if you have 50, $100 to be able to stash away every week or every 2 weeks, that'll be a start. You can be able to accumulate $3,000 a year. Times that by 5 years, that'll be around fifteen to $20,000. And say if you can put it into an alley bank where it's a good interest rate, look for good interest rates. Say if you don't want to necessarily jump into the stock market right away, you can be able to look at good interest rates and bank money that way. So you would have to um, get more business minded. So definitely, AFRI, it is possible. And if you are moving state to state, that's why e-commerce is very good due to the fact that you can make money literally that anywhere you're at. Because I'm in Vegas, I live in LA and everything, so we can be able to do business on the road. Only thing I got to do is just have a reliable internet service, have my phone with me, and I can be able to make money that way. Um, so if you can stash away, hopefully, just stash away $100 to $200, hopefully every month if you can afford it. But something needs to be stashed into hopefully a self-employed pension, and that can be created when you have your LLC and establish a business, hopefully e-commerce or Amazon store. So getting products, getting the suppliers, getting traffic from Google, Facebook, collecting emails, phone numbers, retargeting. That would be like a necessary tool that you can leverage and balance out. With all my people that booked the consultation, I managed to help them get the workers that they need and help negotiate on how to be able to get the worker at a decent price and use the money that you save from negotiating with that worker to put into the marketing budget. So with Google, say if you got a $59 product, $20 a day in advertising can get 1 to 2 sales easily due to the fact that you are doing what they would call a cost per acquisition. So that means how much would it cost to get you a sale? A lot of people, it would take $8 to $15 to get a sale of a product that's $59.99. Say if you have high ticket drop shipping, like I really prefer, but I notice a lot of people don't want to get necessarily their feet in high ticket products. So uh, lower ticket product would be like a do-it-yourself hair laser kit that you can be able to get for 80, resell it for 275, well 250, 275, depending on its size, and you can be able to use that with USA, AliExpress suppliers and get some sales going. So it would have to generate more income, set aside some money into an account that you can't touch, or preferably you can't see. Don't commingle any type of money. There's a dude by the credit dude on YouTube. He's actually a dude that only pays. You only have to pay when he fully does the service. So he fully removes on the stuff, and say if you remove something, and something comes back up, he will remove it again, no extra charge. So the credit dude, he's been on a lot of publications, and I use his service. I can say that I'm satisfied. So you have to get yourself some primary trade lines or
Can you
fix your credit.
specify a little
Mhm.
bit? You said he helps remove what exactly?
Inquiries. So say if you got inquiries on your credit, if you have any type of stuff that can be disputed just for the letter, he'll file the letter. people do it themselves, do it by themselves all the time. People leverage that knowledge to be able to sell services agency wise, but he only charges until he gets something done. So it's something that I use due to the fact that people should try to get their personal credit correctly and business credit as well. Due to the fact that you can leverage the business credit for business stuff and also lower your utilization, so you don't use 30% of your personal credit. You just use your business credit in order to be able to do a lot of stuff. People use it for real estate, e-commerce, a brick and mortar business, something that needs to be leveraged because right now the rat race, you can set aside money, you can save up, but as long as you're not leveraging your money and not getting what I would say capturing transactions on the day to day, figuring out how to be able to sell a product, how to be able to have your marketing funnel correctly, and also the ability to capture emails, phone numbers, and also have reviews ready, promo codes set up, and also that would do what they would call a retargeting pixel, meaning that if somebody click on your website one time, they will see it 7 times. That's the repeating process. They'll see it 7 times with a promo code, and that's how you be able to generate the sale and also recover from people that was inbound traffic that came in, popped their head on it, saw the website. They will literally have a cookie that will follow them all around the internet, and you can be able to get that promo code and knock them upside the head and get that sale officially. So it's recovering old traffic. So
So
uh,
so
definitely
you
selling
mentioned
a product would help you generate more income plus cutting expenses. So you cut expenses first, then set up probably set aside money. We got additional stimulus money, so literally sales is going to increase. So e-commerce sales is going to boom due to the fact that we got additional stimulus coming in from Biden Harris administration. That's $1.9 trillion injected. Um, a lot of people that are setting up shops will see another boost. The last boost was last year of March, so people got to be more in position and understand sales and marketing, and those two keys will be a skill that you can leverage many times over.
okay. So yeah. So that's okay. So that's what I was
Mm.
thinking you were getting at. You mentioned commerce, so I'm fairly new to all of this, being that
No issue. No
I,
issue.
I
Just
had like a really big switch up last year,
mm,
and now I'm trying to figure out how to make some side, basically how to get a side hustle. My main job, it pays decent, but until I get certified, which is to become like a certified clinical scientist, until I get certified, I won't be able to make the money that I could make. So I'm trying to do exactly what you mentioned and try to sell products, but I'm going to be honest, I'm completely fresh to this. I'm a novice to all of this, so I'm trying to get to. I'm just kind of get to a starting point.
well, the
So
starting well, your starting point will first be of researching on a product that you would find that you can be able to sell. One, creating a name, getting someone to create a logo, and there's people that in my consultation list pretty much have a source of people that they utilize and can use for those purposes. So really, it would have to generate the traffic. I hire, I outsource people to do Google ads for me. I outsource people to do Facebook ads for me. So $15-$20 a day in a budget would be it would be somewhat of a start because you would need to figure out how to one get a proper name where it's a catchy name so people can remember it. Um, I like to give out names, but that's that's something that you got to book a course for. But definitely, you would have to figure out your product, get a brand identity going. Your logo is your brand identity. Um, with the beautiful part about Shopify is you can import reviews from a good product that you saw on AliExpress, hopefully with USA suppliers as well, with fast shipping times where they can deliver it to you inside of 2 weeks, no more than 15 days. And you can find suppliers like that on um, USA AliExpress. People would say 1688 in Alibaba to be able to get full wholesale products at a good rate and get a freight company to be able to get it from dock and port to send it to Amazon warehouse, like in Texas. The Amazon warehouse is in Austin. So people that's pretty much getting stuff in bulk, getting hair. So you say if you find a hair supplier that you can get 22-inch bundles for $45 a bundle. That's one client that I'm trying to help as well. She can get it for 45, resell each bundle for 80 to $95. She's winning. Whoever that gets onto that is winning. 3, 4 bundles is pretty much needed. So do the math. That's like around $215 to $240 for 22-inch bundles of hair. So you can get it for 45, and that's why negotiating wholesale price is needed. Getting a good sourcing agent is going to be one useful tool. Um, Looking at AliExpress because they still got a lot of companies that has good prices on here, and you can be able to flip $40 each $40 that you spend on it. You can be able to make 90 on it, and say if you got a larger budget where if you had $1,500 set aside, you can probably get those bundles for $22 each to resell it at $90. Then you can work a customer supplier relationship and you can get better prices, better bulks, and also combinations of different types of hair if that's your lane, if that's your niche. But it's definitely a market that does have a lot of sales based off of its turnover rate. Uh, Good turnover rate when it comes to selling it, and also turnover rate of the consumer wearing it. So making money would be definitely needed source. That's a higher ticket product. Uh, the pain in the ass is you probably have to do it on Amazon due to the fact that Shopify Payments has deemed it too high risk. Uh, PayPal is good for it, but PayPal has a lot of holds. That's why you need your LLC, and that's why anybody that does get involved would need an LLC. The hair practically sells itself. So for all the people that's coming in, please like the video, and for all the people that's still listening, please take notes. Sourcing agent is needed. Getting someone that can do a copywriter, if they need a copyright person that can do that as well. I can be able to assemble a list as well that's going to be needed. So Afri, I don't know your situation, and I'm not gonna ask you that in front of people today. But only thing I can say is
I
have
mean, you
some
can
money
ask
set
me questions.
aside.
It's good content, so I'll just let you know if anything is across the line. But you can go ahead and ask your question if you
Okay.
have any.
Can you be able to set aside $200 each month prior stimulus checks getting processed and made? Because it's going to be past March 15th. Checks will start coming in later in March, but mostly most Americans can see a check by April 8th.
Yeah,
So set aside
$200
$200. Set aside $200 each. If you can do more, the merrier. But using that stimulus plus also tax, people get tax refunds. I know a lot of people get a tax refund that do watch. Set aside that money to be able to test your waters when it comes to both stocks and e-commerce, but reasonably, and definitely mitigate risk by having money set aside in a cash account for your stocks. So, say if it is a red market, you can be able to benefit off buying the dip and having set aside for e-commerce. That'll be a smart move as well. Because those markets, when it comes to selling hair, is definitely priority needed. So it's definitely something to gain and take advantage of and be very bullish on. Um, having those set aside to be able to stash $200 a month and benefit off of tax refund and Biden check when then the next stimulus come in August, September, benefit off of those two stimulus checks, benefit off of it, set up a shop business, get some sales going, Google traffic, Facebook traffic, collect emails, collect phone numbers. You can do that with SMS Pump. That's actually a good, useful tool to send promo codes of people that you got phone numbers but didn't get a sale necessarily yet. You can recover, get those sales on the back end. Make sure that there's always tools, no matter if you use people on your own or doing it by yourself. Always make sure you have a tool to capture emails. Audio is a good one. Contact would be a good source as well. Capture the email, follow up, send a promo code 15-20% based on your profit margins. And I would say healthy profit margins will be around 25% to 35%. Those will be profit margins that will be healthy, where you can effectively operate the store profitably. And also the emails and phone numbers and retargeting will help you recover traffic. So say if you had 1,000 people that visit your website, but only 8 to 10 people bought something, you can retarget the rest of the 900 people that didn't buy anything. And you can retarget them where it takes them 7, 8 times. And the promo code can pretty much win them over. So having a promo code that's necessary and having profit margins is needed. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. StreamYard literally kicked me off mid conversation. But yeah, when it comes to having having the proper strategy around, it's definitely something that you would have to take in with the process and the ability of becoming a merchant. So that's the mindset shift, is becoming a better merchant and getting the proper sales needed. But it kicked me off. It literally kicked me off. It literally kicked me off. Now, if anybody wants to come up, this is still an open panel. Click the link, click the link, click the link. If anybody wants to chime in, be able to chime in. I'm probably going to be on this probably for another 15, 20 minutes. One of these days, I'm going to have a multi-hour live stream. But today is not the day. Today is not the day. So definitely click on the link if you want to interact with me. We can be able to discuss. We could be able to discuss something. But it's pretty much trying to find a product that fits the season as well. So the summertime barbecue grills, treadmills work all the time due to the fact that people are doing a lot of their exercises in house. So also another niche to look into. But if anybody wants to be able to hop up, you can definitely hop up. Definitely hop up. We could be able to talk. What's necessary? What's in your mind? What's your opinion? But if anybody has the ability to look at what's going on with the markets, look at Bill Ackerman, look at Kathy Wood of ARK Invest, and look into what Warren Buffett is doing. Because even though Warren Buffett is a very big whale, and it does take a lot of money to be able to invest in what he's investing in. Research the industry that he's studying, that he's involved in. Study around that industry so you can be able to look at the rapport and pattern of what he's doing, how much money he got set aside. Is he selling a position? Is he buying into a position real tough? So those markets would definitely be tech, EV, solar panels, weed stocks. Like weed stocks companies had $17.5 billion in sales. So that really just shows that as long as you have the ability to scan the market and scan profits, you can easily be able to find the wave and follow the trend correctly. Warren Buffett and Cathie Wood. Yes. So those would be two people to look forward of hearing their face a lot. Especially when it comes to they're gonna ask the question of inflation. That's gonna be one. That's gonna be one question that they're gonna say. Question two, liquidity. Question three, Bill Ackerman. Bill Ackerman, because Bill Ackerman has $1.6 billion in cash. Paul Tudor Jones has $1.2 billion. No, let me beg my pardon. $2 billion in cash liquid. So those are the whales, and they literally will shift the market as quick and as rapid as possible. But if anybody wants to get in contact with me, that is my email. For anybody that wants direct access to me, my stock picks, my stock plays, my stock alerts, e-commerce, and also the credit plug, definitely hit up my email. I thought I was going to be on a couple longer, but I have clients that I need to get involved too. If anybody wants to be able to get in contact with me, that is my email. My consultations are affordable, and I am willing to be able to negotiate and work with certain people. But let's see. One is partly why I'm sold on manufactured homes. Well, yeah, that KB Homes is a good play. Pantera, look at KB Home stock. That's another good play. But if anybody wants to get in contact with me, there's my email. If anybody wants to donate, $ Mr. Perfect 23G. And I repeat, if anybody wants to get in contact with me, there's my email, bhmdf25@gmail.com. Respect to everybody, RDF out.